Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celebrating Black Excellence. I'm your digital host, Carlton T. Clay. This segment is sponsored by the Greater Augusta Black Chamber of Commerce. And today, our guest is the founder of Speak Up Sis, Angel Wright. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, Carlton. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being here on Celebrating Black Excellence. We definitely appreciate you. Thank you for all that you do in the community. And we want to learn a little bit more about you. So Tell us, how did Speak Up Sis get started?
Speak Up Sis got started because I needed something. I needed community. I needed space, and I need opportunity to be able to share the hard things of my own life. So I created for other people what I needed for myself.
Awesome. That's amazing. That is amazing. Now, you're a writer.
Yes.
You're an author.
I am.
What inspired you to get started in writing? Like, what's your creative process like?
Well, I was an educator.
Okay.
I taught English, so I love reading. I love writing. I never thought I'd be an author, though. Never had aspirations of being an author. However, I understand that writing can be therapeutic. So I began writing as a form of release for myself. And so my very first book was a release. It was getting things out of me so that I could move forward.
Absolutely. How many books do you have?
I've written 2 books.
Okay.
They're a series. I call it my conversational narrative series. And I've written a Bible study.
Okay.
And I have a line journal. So I've got 3 written pieces and then another published piece.
Awesome. Now let's talk about Speak Up Sis. What inspired the name? Now, why Speak Up Sis?
It speaks for itself, doesn't it? It's a call to action.
Okay.
Speak Up Sis it's telling women and actually, I'm the sis in the Speak Up Sis.
Okay.
A lot of times people think I'm saying, hey, speak up, sis, but it actually started as me, Angel. It's time for you to open your mouth and speak up. It's time for you to share. So I'm the original sis in Speak Up Sis, but it turned into or transformed into this place where I'm saying to other people, you need to open up your mouth, sis, and say what it is that you need to say. Be vulnerable, be willing to be honest, and be willing to be transparent. So Speak Up Sis is a call to action, not just for women, but for everyday people.
Absolutely. I love it. Now, you have a lot of things that come under Speak Up Sis. You have a podcast, you have a magazine. Can you talk about all the things that come with Speak Up Sis?
Do we have enough time
We
for
do.
all the things?
We have all the time in the world. This is your moment. So please tell us about that.
So Speak Up Sis is an empowerment company.
Okay.
There's no empowerment industry, actually. So I'm working to blaze a trail here. Prayerfully, at some point, there will be an empowerment industry, but we are an empowerment company, and we create spaces and provide opportunities for everyday people to share their stories, to build resilience, and to overcome the hard things of life, and then inspire other people to do the same. So that's the heart of it. That's why there are so many spaces, because in essence, that's what we do. The goal is to create Speak Up Sis spaces in every industry. So no matter who you are, what you do, where you are, you'll be able to speak up. And our very first space was the Speak Up Sis experience. That's how we started. And the Speak Up Sis experience it's almost like group therapy. It started as a place where women could just come together and share, and we would facilitate those conversations by my books, as well as I would invite other authors to come in, and we would share our works, and that is what would spark the conversation. And that's how Speak Up Sis started, group talks with women. Then it evolved because the pandemic came along, and we had to go in the virtual space. And the Speak Up Sis talk show was the next space that was created, and it was a space for independent and self-published authors.
Okay.
And it gave birth to the bookshelf. So we have an online bookstore that only carries self-published and independent authors' works. We say we're your source for self-published authors. And so there's a talk show connected to that. There's a virtual bookshelf, as well as now a brick and mortar space inside of the Speak Up Sis Empowerment Center. And then from the bookshelf, the podcast came about. The podcast is not just for authors. The podcast is for everyday people to open up their mouths and share the truth of their lives. And we open that space to both men and women, just like the bookshelf. Our podcast actually became our strongest platform. We've got over 13,000 downloads of the Speak Up Sis podcast.
Okay.
So I'm really, really excited about that. And then there came the Speak Up Sis magazine. And it's my baby right now. It's a year old. We are getting ready to have our magazine release. It's coming Saturday, actually, for our 2024 spring edition. And it's another space for everyday people to be able to share and via their writing. And people can submit articles at no cost.
Okay.
It doesn't cost to submit articles. It doesn't cost to have your articles published in the magazine. So even though Speak Up Sis is a for-profit company, we feel like a nonprofit because we're mission-driven. And I want to make sure that people have access to the spaces and the opportunities, whether they have the money to or not. So there are spaces for everyone, paid spaces and no cost to use spaces. And then we, that merged on into the Speak Up Sis Awards, which allows us to honor every day. When you get the theme here on the everyday?
Yes.
Celebrities have so many places, and that's okay. But there are everyday people making history every single day, and some of them will never be recognized in posterity. And so I believe we should give them their flowers now. And that's what the Speak Up Sis Awards does. And then, of course, thank you to the Greater Augusta Black Business Chamber and the City of Augusta for the CABE Fund, because I was a part of that. I participated. And I was awarded one of two $5,000 grants for Speak Up Sis, which allowed me to open our newest space, the Speak Up Sis Empowerment Center, which is a brick and mortar space where people can come in. It's a community center, and the CSRA can come in at no cost to you, utilize the space just like a library or Starbucks or something like that. You can come read, write. As an individual, it doesn't cost you anything to utilize the space. We also rent the venue as well, so people can have their workshops and meetings and trainings there as well. We just launched the International Menstrual Hygiene Coalition's pad pantry there. So our women and girls who menstruate who are homeless, or sis just may not have the money to buy menstrual products this month, they'll be able to come to the Empowerment Center and get dignity kits filled with those types of items, no cost to them, at the center. So there are lots of spaces and more to come, but that's the heart of what we are doing at this current time. Well,
first I want to speak on behalf of everybody. Thank you. Thank you for being a blessing to this community. I think that's amazing what you're doing. And that's all I got. Because I'm speechless right now because you are doing so much, and we appreciate all the hard work that you're pouring into this community. So we thank you.
Thank you.
And congratulations on winning that grant too. That's awesome.
Yes, it was such a dope program. All the courses that we could go through and learn about business funding and some budgeting and all the different things that novice business owners don't know. You don't know what you don't know until somebody shows it to you and you realize I don't know that, right? And so just being able to take those courses, to have the connections with people that I didn't know before. I deal a little bit with social anxiety. And so going into a lot of spaces I don't like to do, but being a part of a program that allowed me to connect with people, I didn't have to be in person. It was just really cool to be able to do. And then to be presented with a $5,000 check, I was just like, you just gonna give me $5,000? And so I just bless the Lord.
Yes.
It was definitely a dope experience. It's my very first grant, and it actually gave me the hope, if you will, that if I could get this $5,000 grant, okay, Angel, I think you should probably apply to some other grants. So it kind of made me feel like if I can get a $5,000 grant, I can get a bigger grant. So I've been applying to some bigger grants, so we'll see.
We're going to speak that you get those.
Thank you.
Speak
I
up,
appreciate
sis.
that.
Come on.
Yes.
How important is it for people to share their stories?
It is a matter of life and death, if you will. I'm a believer in the God of heaven, and I believe that Speak Up Sis is rooted in Revelation 12:11. For we overcome him being the enemy, and we triumph him by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And a lot of times we blood of the Lamb people silly. We Jesus people silly. And I love the Lord now. But sometimes that's all we get. We don't get to the and part and the we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and and the word of our testimony, which means you need the blood, but you also need to open up your mouth. And the second part of that verse says, and they did not love their lives unto death. And what that says to me is, I don't love my life, my reputation so much that I'm gonna take it to the grave. Because I know you heard, I'm gonna take that to the grave. I ain't telling nobody about that. And I believe that taking things to the grave is what's taking us to our grave earlier than we should. And so speaking up is what allows you to release that stuff, let go of that stuff. We're all on these healing journeys, but if nobody is willing to say the hard things, right? We're not willing to tell on the person who did it. If we're not willing to say, my feelings, you hurt my feelings, what you said bothered me, then that festers, and then we've got sickness and disease and all those things. So speaking up literally is vital to our existence and to having a healthy, well life, physically, emotionally, psychologically, and socially as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. What advice could you give someone who wants to become an entrepreneur?
I always say, do it scared until you can do it brave. If you know that this is something you want to do, because we know that, I call it my knowing place. In your knowing place, if you know that entrepreneurship is for you, then just do it. All you have to do is take one step. I believe that our lives are the sum total of all the decisions that we make or don't make, right? And so if you say, I want to be an entrepreneur, then get onto the computer and Google it. How do I become an entrepreneur? How do I start my own business? How do I write a book? It's out there. The information is there. And then take a look at the people who are doing it. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the dream killers. Don't listen to the people you know who think they know you. They don't know the entrepreneur you, right? You don't even know the entrepreneur you. So talk to the people who have done it. Get a mentor. I'm here. I do not mind mentoring. I do not mind teaching and sharing because it was hard for me to figure it out on my own. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, I say, just get up and do it. Start by simply researching on Google. You can call me at Speak Up Sis Empowerment Center and ask me some questions. We even have a Start Your Business 101 workshop at the Speak Up Sis Empowerment Center, and we teach you how to decide on your business structure, how to go to the Secretary of State website and get your LLC, how to get a business license here in Augusta, Richmond County, how to get your EIN. We talk about special use permits if you want to work from home. Like all of those things we teach you inside of the Start Your Business 101 workshop.
Awesome. Well, if people want to know more information about you or they want to know where the Empowerment Center is located, how can they get that information?
Okay, speakupsis.com.
Okay.
Super duper easy. We are located, the Speak Up Sis Empowerment Center. You see me do my little dance?
Yes, I love it.
So I'm getting excited. The Speak Up Sis Empowerment Center is located at 2275 Riceboro Road, Augusta, Georgia, 30904. We are open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. We are open to the public, and so we welcome you to come in and just kind of see what we have to offer. And you can give us a call at 706-394-2030. Yeah, you can catch me there and find out everything else that is available.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Angel, for being here. We definitely appreciate you for sharing your light and your knowledge. And thank you for all that you do for the community. We definitely appreciate it.
I appreciate you. And thank you for this opportunity. And I think you're doing a fabulous job. There are so many wonderful things that I've been able to see about you before coming into the space, and I think you're pretty dope.
Thank
you. So keep doing what you do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, everyone. I am Carlton T. Clay. This is Celebrate Black Excellence, where we celebrate Black excellence every day. Have a good one.